Here in this video we will discuss about the final fight of Godzilla in Singular Point and how it was defeated by Jet Jaguar. Of all the kaijus, it was Jet Jaguar. Anyway, we will discuss what Godzilla Singular Point really is, a little bit on the evolution patterns of his, and also look into Jet Jaguar and its various upgrades. It is clearly a new take into the Kaiju universe, with Toho being extra creative on the origins of the monsters and how mathematical formulas and the flow of time intertwine into an apocalyptic event that converges into Godzilla being the result of it all. So don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the MindCube family, and now let's get down with this sickness. To start with discussing the topic, we should know a little bit about the strange new content of Godzilla Singular Point, and these are the mysterious archetypes and the red dust. Well, one of the protagonists, Kamino, suggested that archetype is a transtemporal structure, which means that half of it exists in another dimension, another universe, and the archetype is a material that connects different worlds. And also maybe Kaiju are also from another dimension. They were brought to Earth with the help of the archetypes of the red dust. Another thing was that the Orthogonal Diagonalizer was the 13th phase of the archetype. It functioned as a catalyst to alter other archetypes. In simple words, the Orthogonal Diagonalizer was the solution to the red dust and the Kaiju catastrophe. In the notes of one of the characters of the show, Ashihara, it was scribbled that 6 is equal to 9. It was indicated that the archetype could bend time, space, laws of the universe and other things, creating an infinity structure. And another character called Professor Lee called this phenomenon a singular point. So let's start with the kaijus. Let's start with the G-Man. Godzilla over the length of the series transforms and evolves itself into better versions able to tackle the environment he is in. Just as in Shin Godzilla, the Singular Point Kaiju also went through a series of transformations. The first form we see was Godzilla Aquaticus, which was kind of a whale/mosasaur-like creature with a titanosaur characteristics, and this creature was hundreds of feet long, and once it hits land, under the red mist, it transforms into Godzilla Amphibia, and then successfully to Terrestris, after coming out of a cocoon made of the red dust itself. Terrestris had a form of an atomic halo that it uses to fight off other kaijus and humans. Then lastly, we see Ultima, the final form of Godzilla in Singular Point, featuring a more monstrous version of his Terrestris form, with a deep charcoal coloration and white dorsal plates, and the design also features an array of jagged teeth. But the most peculiar thing about this Godzilla isn't the fact that he looks a bit different, it isn't that he has a hunched posture like dinosaurs, or the ability to evolve. It is what he really is, and what his origins are. In all 4 of his forms, Godzilla expels a large amount of archetype from his skin known as the red dust, in the form of a dense cloud around him, allowing him to cover and terraform the surrounding area with the red mist. And it was said that Godzilla was in fact one of the main singular points, the origin point of the red dust archetype. While Godzilla can be killed and die from other factors, he will always manifest himself again after his death and with improved control over the red dust as he comes to understand our reality better. Now let's look into the other robot kaiju. Well, in the anime, Jet Jaguar was named by its creator called Goro Otaki, and Jet Jaguar has a similar appearance and color scheme to the prior iterations of it, as well as the original signature grin. With ribbed rubber connectors shielding the joints, perforated metal sheets covering the cockpit, and 3-fingered hands that appear to be borrowed from some industrial robots, it appears to be a mecha made by a small-scale constructor. Jet Jaguar's torso was rotund, allowing a human pilot to be inside it. Jet Jaguar also possesses a cubical backpack carrying his main battery pack, which can be ejected during an emergency, and Jet Jaguar was seen in the beginning of the series until the final fight with Godzilla. Jet Jaguar's responsiveness to kaiju dangers had steadily increased over the series, and its mobility has been altered, with 2 squat human legs being used at the first time, well then being upgraded to a wheeled tripod base developed by industrial robots, and lastly 2 longer humanoid legs. And after this, it uses the Anguirus spear as its main weapon. Well, it was kind of an Anguirus scale stuck into a pole, so a spear. And during the penultimate episode, it was equipped with a helipad, sporting 2 large rotors attached to its backpack. So over the series, the first form was able to tackle a small Rodan, the second form was able to fight Anguirus, and the third was able to fight off a swarm of Kumongers. Then the protocol to make Jet Jaguar invincible transformed the robot into one which is almost as tall as Godzilla Singular Point and rivaling the G-Man in power. So despite its durability, Jet Jaguar can be damaged by sufficiently powerful attacks which may require a lengthy rebuilding period to return it into a combat-ready status. And even with the ultimate upgrade, it was still unable to withstand point-blank blasts of Godzilla Ultima's atomic breath despite its invincibility protocol and massive growth. And during the battle, Jet Jaguar and Godzilla got equal blows on each other and fought almost to somewhat of a stalemate. But once the Big G released his ultimate power attack, the atomic breath, the robot realizes that the only way to defeat the Big G wasn't by physical force since he was nigh indestructible, and so with half of the face blown off, Jet Jaguar released a mysterious code that activated the Archetype, the interdimensional molecule, and with that creating a chain reaction that affected Godzilla's molecules as well, exploding the G-Man into blue crystals and Jet Jaguar getting destroyed as well in the process. But how did Jet Jaguar manage to do this? Well, the protagonist, Kamino, her artificial intelligence, acts as Shiva, the singular point monitoring and controlling device, and through that the information gathered, the AI deciphered that using the archetype it could stop the growth of singular points. It also found out the codes for the Orthogonal Diagonalizer, but before the AI could solve it, a Kaiju called Salunga attacked the facility, and so it failed to find the codes to activate the Orthogonal Diagonalizer, but it found the answers to its existence. And in the end, the protagonist heard the song, a signal that was heard since the beginning of the series coming from the singular point at irregular intervals, and Kamino concluded that the song was a signal sent to the past from the future. Thus, everything was connected to the song. The AI sent the answer through a protocol to make Jet Jaguar invincible, and with it, Jet Jaguar was able to access the code to the Orthogonal Diagonalizer that exploded and transformed Godzilla into 1,000,000 blue crystals. And so with that we come to the end of the video, and that is how Jet Jaguar managed to kill the ultimate beast of all, the king of the monsters, Godzilla, while also losing its own life in the process. So do like for support, subscribe if you haven't, to be a part of the MindQ family, and also don't forget to click that bell button for regular updates on new monster content right here on MindQ. But wait a minute, do check out our other videos in the channel as we have quite a lot of them, and some of them you might have missed out since YouTube can't suggest and recommend all of our videos. So, till the next one, take care fam.